Hey, what's up, everyone? So I wanted to do a really quick video just showing the connectivity between data intelligence and S4HANA Cloud. I've done a pretty detailed blog series already on the SAP community network, but I thought it'd be good to have a quick video that shows what this looks like. So if we start on the data intelligence side, I have this connection to the S4HANA Cloud system. If I just go into it quickly, you can see what the settings look like. It's a WebSocket RSC, which is a new connection type in data intelligence. It's a secure RSC protocol. So you have the host name here, you have the system ID, port number, client number, and then a username and password. The username and password you configure on the S4HANA Cloud side, and I'll show what that looks like when we get to that point. Then within the data intelligence system, if you want to browse your CDS views now, once you've created this connection and done the configuration on S4HANA Cloud, you can go into the connection and you're able to browse all the available CDS views that your S4HANA Cloud system has. In this case, I'll just filter down quickly and show you what's available. So you can see quite a lot of areas that contain different CDS views for various functional areas. If I do a quick search for journal entry, because I know this is a CDS view that I can use in data extraction afterwards, because the connection that we create can be used for metadata explorer as well as data extraction. So we can view the fact sheet in the metadata explorer, and we can also use the CDS view as part of a data extraction pipeline. So I'll just navigate down quickly, and eventually you get to this CDS view. You can see there's a couple of others here as well, and you can view the fact sheet. At the moment, you can't do a data preview, so that's from a product perspective, that's not allowed. It's technically not possible, or technically not allowed at the moment. So you can view the fact sheet, you can view all the rows and columns, but you can't do a data preview. But to get hold of the data, of course, you can use it in a data extraction pipeline. So, quick scenario that I've created. I have this machine learning scenario, and I just have a really simple pipeline that I've created. I use the ABAP CDS operator. You can see what the settings look like for that here. So I have the ABAP CDS operator. I have the connection to the S4HANA Cloud system that I previously created, number of records per round trip, the transfer mode. In this case, I've just selected initial mode, and the documentation for this is pretty extensive. So if you go into the documentation tab, it gives you quite a lot of information about how to use this operator. And then I have the CDS name. In this case, I have iJournal entry. Then you always use the ABAP converter. It's the same as when you do, if you use the SLT operator for SLT scenarios, you use the ABAP converter as well. So in this case, I just have, again, the connection and then the file format. I've already started the pipeline, so if I then go into this pipeline to see in a wiretap, at the moment, of course, I'm just using the wiretap so I can see the data streaming through, but I could have replaced the wiretap with a write file, or write to file, and then I save the data on a data lake or on some cloud storage somewhere, in which case I can then use that data as part of a machine learning scenario. So here you can see the data that's streaming through from the S4HANA Cloud system, and it will just keep doing that. So on the S4HANA Cloud system side, we mainly use the communication management section. So within this group, we have a number of things. So a couple of things to start off with. We have communication scenarios, which are provided by SAP. Okay, so we have two communication scenarios that are provided by SAP. We have the 0532, which is actually SAPCOM 0532. In this case, this is for pipeline integration. So we use this scenario to set up our connection for the pipeline integration, the data extraction part. And what you actually do is, out of this, you create your own communication arrangement. The blog explains this all in some pretty good detail, but if we just go into this really quickly, we can see what this looks like. So we have this custom-made communication arrangement now, this YY SAPCOM 0532, which I've created based on the provided SAPCOM 0532. The other one which is provided is SAPCOM 0576, and that one is for metadata explorer functions. So then we have a username which I've set up here and the password, and then we have the communication system. If I go into the communication system, I can then eventually drill down into the username and password. So if I go down to username and password, I have this S4HE_DI, and I have a password that I've maintained. These are the username and password details which I put into my connection management in data intelligence. So if I go back a couple of steps, I just want to show you what the 0576 looks like. So the other one is the SAPCOM 0576. This is for metadata explorer functions. So you use these two communication scenarios, create the communication arrangements out of them, add in the system and the username details, username and password details, and then those details are what you use in connection management in DI in order to connect to the system. So you can see the functions that this particular one takes care of in metadata integration. And then again at the bottom we have this custom-made 0576, the YY one, same communication system, same username and password, both allowing connectivity to the S4HANA cloud system. One other thing to mention briefly is within connection management, I've also described this in the blog, but you have to import the certificate from your S4HANA cloud system into data intelligence because it's a secure connection. So you need to you need to import the certificate, export it from here, and then import it into data intelligence. Last thing to mention around the CDS view, also explained in the blog, but if you go into S4HANA Cloud and you use this view browser, you can see all the available CDS views. In this case, I've just filtered down to iJournal entry. There's some requirements around what type of CDS views are allowed for data extraction. There's a couple of annotations around the analytics area that need to be present in the CDS view. There's quite a detailed note that I reference in the blog around what those annotations are. So you need to use, for example, this view browser app in order to make sure you have these data extraction analytics annotations in your CDS view. So hopefully this has helped you to understand how to connect data intelligence in S4HANA Cloud and to be able to create a simple pipeline that then extracts some data that you can use later on in a machine learning scenario.